I have some news. Okay, so this is not going to be your regular video on hair or anything associated with hair. This is me trying to just, I guess, to share and to be a little bit vulnerable about what I've been up to lately. So, a few months ago, I went down a deep dive looking for my 2026 um, planner. And in doing so, I found this one. This is the daily planner. And one of the things that attracted me was their monthly budget. But I kind of changed it, and I'll explain why I changed that later. But I really liked it because of this, because of the expense, and then I do like the whole layout that they have. Now, I did get myself into a bit of a financial pickle, and I think we all get into these pickles. I have a tendency of shopping a lot, and I get FOMO, and I have to you know, invest in every class, invest in every product, and then on top of that, I get, I see cute things and I want it. I mean, it's it the consumerism. I'm a Toys R Us kid, I'm one of those the Gen X kids that grew up with Toys R Us, and it's like we wanted it all. So sadly, it's something that I need to learn to change those shopping habits. And sadly, I'd never really paid attention to what I was spending on my personal life. Now, with my business, I've always tracked. So this has always been the tracker that I've always used to write out everything, and then all this goes into a what is it? A Google sheet where I break it all down, and then I could send it off to my CPA. So this is how I track all my spending for the business. That is why this in here is why I really liked the fact that they have the monthly budget, but it's usually for the home, the utilities, blah, 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 right? So I was like, oh, how could I change it? So I kind of blocked these out so then I could just write out for the new year, like what I spent on what, and keep kind of track. And then here I would just do the categories with the expense. So I really like that. So just kind of taking this sheet and then using this, and then I could rip these out at the end of the year. Not only that, but I could monthly I would put this in my spreadsheet. So my husband has been telling me since we have met back in 2007 that I needed to learn how to budget. And I was always like, what does he mean by that? I never understood the budgeting. I never understood writing everything down. What is that? So as I went down the rabbit hole on planners, I somehow, with maybe, I don't know, my phone heard us. I started getting all these YouTube channels of all these women that do the envelope and the budgeting. And I was like, oh my goodness. I am fully obsessed with these women. I love watching them. I love learning from them. So there's been a few, and I'm going to put them down below so you could check them out. There's Happy to Plan with Desiree. There's Christina Loves Planning. And there's Miss Money. And there's a couple other. Oh my goodness, I can't remember their names, but I'll put them down below. I have learned so much from each and every one of them. And I've gone pieces. One thing that I got from Happy to Plan with Desiree, she gave some really great pointers of not having to spend a ton of money on all kinds of stuff. Just you could use, I'll show you too what you can use from the dollar store. Okay, for example, you know what? It was this. So she was saying instead of buying a bunch of savings challenges, this one's beautiful. I love this one from Christina Loves Planning. But she was saying oh, you could get, for example, these cards, right? And then you could put like how much, like you could put 50, 50, 50, 50, and this will be like a savings challenge. So I did that with a bunch of them, and I have them in one of my folders. And then I love Dr. Seuss. Who doesn't? We all grew up with Dr. Seuss. So I thought this was really cute. And then I got this one too. I haven't used this one yet, but they're like $1.25. So once I'm done with these, I could, dip in on these ones. And I've done, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. I am getting ahead of myself. Okay, so that kind of did, see, I kind of did one of these. And so I put them in this, which this is also from the dollar store. But let me get back. Let me reel this all in. So something that each and every one of them have said, and especially with Christina Loves Planning, she talks about this a lot in her videos as well, is that you want to write down all your expenses. She says to go back like 3 months. So I kind of knew like where my problem was. It was like shopping at Marshall's, overspending at the grocery store, which my husband a couple years back had me give him the receipts when I was grocery shopping, and he actually put me on a budget with that. So that's the only thing I had ever budgeted. But what I did was I did write down all of my bills. So I wrote down a list of all the bills, all the credit cards, everything I was spending, how much I was, spending eating out. Because we spent a lot of money eating out. That was also a huge one too. And so once I saw all that and I had written them all out, which I don't have it anymore, I kind of threw it out. But now I did just recently pay off quite a few of my, let me see, where is it? I had it here. Quite a few of my credit cards. So now this is my bill tracker. So this is now me just tracking. I got this idea from Happy to Plan with Desiree. She has this little sheet inside her thing. And so I was like, oh, that's kind of handy, because I could just keep putting it back and forth. I did put like what my expenses, what bills are for each month for each of these. This is my business and this is my personal. I just kind of wanted to just have an overlook of that, because this part is yearly, and that's the business. But anyway, so that's what I have here. And then these are for goals for next month. So I wrote everything down. Boy, was I shocked. And then I did what all of these ladies all suggested to do. You have control of what you're going to budget out. So what I did was, and they said like, you're going to look at your month, right? So here's your month. So I pay myself every month, every week on a Monday. I didn't write it down there. So, let's go to December. So I have this more cleared out. And so I'm going to write down, because we're still not on December 1st. So I'm going to write what my pay is. That pay period of what I pay myself for that Monday has to cover for both the business, like for the orange is personal, the blue is business. So I have to pay, that pay is going to pay for everything here. And then this Monday, everything here is going to pay for everything in here. And then so on and so forth. And so that is actually going to pay that. So that, that's what I'm going to do throughout the month. So as you can see, I have most of my stuff that comes out in the beginning of the month. Even my medical comes out and everything. Oh no, so sorry, my dog. She is barking. Sorry for the noise if you hear her. She's a little pug mix. She can get a little crazy. Anyways, so that's what I'm doing. I haven't fully finished writing this out clearly for this month, but I've started it. I started this the other day, which I'm going to be working on this tomorrow morning, and I got to make sure everything gets cleared and paid. Now, where I got this one, I got this from Christina Love's Planning. So I ordered this because I thought, oh, this is nice because you separate, because this is separate. This little the vinyl binder, and then and this is actually one of her planners. This I added to it, but let me show you. So her planner really starts from right here. This is where it starts. So and it's actually like a planner, like a planner's. Like you would have this, and then it also has your weekly. So you're budgeting and you're planning out your week of like the things you need to do and stuff. But I didn't need that part because I already have my 2026 planner. So I removed those pieces out because I thought, oh, I could use those for next year. So I got the undated, and so here, I put my goals, a checklist of like this I'm going to use for like important things like that I need to make sure it gets paid or saved. The birthdays, priorities, budgeting and stuff, and then you have over here for your income, your bills, your savings, your debt, total income, and then the overview. You know what? To be honest with you, I don't know what to do with the overview of. I don't know how to work this as a tool. I'm actually going to ask my mother-in-law because she's really good at budgeting, how I implement this, or if this is just like a continuation. Is this like a continuation of the two? I don't know. I should actually send Christina Loves Planning a question in regards to that. It would be cool if she did a video of these two, like explaining how to do that. So, and then you have on the other side, it continues like health, debt, and all that. So that's really good. I really love this. This part is really great because I just writing down everything, the categories. This one really blew my mind last month as I was writing everything down. And then here's the debt tracker for the credit cards, which is cool because I have only 4 left. And then holiday tracking, the savings tracker. I really like this one too because I got to like not just track what I was putting into the savings accounts in the bank, but also all of the stuff over here for like sinking funds and the savings challenges. So I kept track of that. And then these are like important financial dates, this is really important. And then she's got notes and tasks. And then this was really cool because I did place a bunch of orders. I'll share that with you guys. So I placed a lot of orders, and so it was kind of nice keeping track of all that. And then there's a task list, and then you have the checking in. I did like this reflecting part. This was kind of really nice to kind of just reflect on just how my month went for November. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I did over here in November. By the way, I kind of added, I did my own little dashboards. I want to get what is it? A laminate to laminate these. So, because I got this really pretty scrapbook, and I kind of made my own to make it look pretty. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this as priority, and I think when I mean priority, it's going to be like goal setting for like certain accounts, and this is going to be like my priority is like the savings part, right? And so I'm going to write down for December what my goals are financially. And this is what's going to be here. I haven't done that. I'll do that tomorrow. So I did add this, which I got these on Amazon because I kind of like the lines, and it was bigger. Because this is so tiny. I tried it out and it was so little. And I was like, I have really big, messy handwriting. So that was That was the thing. So, so I was like, that's when I got those. So that's been pretty helpful. So then here was my bills, and then I scratch out as I paid things off, and things were paid off. I couldn't really figure out how to incorporate this, but this one I had a hard time. I didn't understand really how to use this as a tool, and I want to learn how to use this as a tool because I have a this is going to help. I know it will because it all does. And then here, oh, I made this little clippy, by the way. Yeah. Anyway, I'll get to that later. But anyway, so here what I did was this was everything I had spent, and as you can see, like I highlighted so that way I could break it all down, and I highlighted them in categories. Then I did purchase a few more things towards the end before, so I had to go back. So here I just put the categories. I don't know if you can see it, like the categories of like eat out, gas, groceries, beauty, meds, whatever. And so I put that all here, and then I just added my total of this is what I spent outside of, no, this was everything I spent from all the essentials. This is everything I spent from essentials and just shopping. This is not the bills of like the telephone, the credit cards, rent. This is separate from all that. So this number is just these essentials. This is just my day-to-day living. This isn't like the bills or anything. So that's that. So that's how much I spent. And you know what? I was a bit floored because seeing that. So I did do, this and this. I'm done here. I do not need this month. There's going to be none of that. I have a feeling that's going to end up being Christmas gifts, but that's okay. I do need to rebuild my beauty envelope because I'm going to be needing some stuff soon. But I did buy, some of my supplements and stuff like that. And then this was my medications and another thing. So over here, this is like the credit cards. And then here's like all the savings of what I was able to save. And so I just put the dates and then where I saved for the envelopes. So then I'm just kind of rebuilding some of them. So this is just for me to know like how much, and then at the end I could just calculate how much I saved in total. Yes, I wanted, my savings goal, like the big goal is 20,000 in general, but that's the big goal. I should have made the goal for this month. And I think that's what I'm going to do is like in December, I'm just going to put the goal that I have for the month of December, instead of making the big giant goal. And then these were some things, I canceled so many subscriptions because I couldn't believe how many subscriptions I had. So I got rid of, I did get rid of my gym membership because I was paying $100 a month for it and it was just a little too much. So, I got rid of like our HBO, Paramount, Apple TV. I did get rid of my Canva because I had the Canva Pro, but I wasn't really using it. I wasn't using it anymore like I had in the beginning. So I was like, well, why am I spending this money? I could just use the free stuff if I need it. Oh, I made this too, by the way. But it was like there's like a self-laminate thing on that you could get at the dollar store. And then this is probably one of the scrapbooks. And then I just put these little stickers. And then this is the order form. I really like this because then I put the date, what I ordered, how much it was, if it was shipped, and have I received it. So I have a few that I have not received yet. But this is pretty much it. And then I put tasks. I was just kind of playing with it because I do have like my daily planner already for 2025. So, um, but I think I'm gonna use this for something else come December. And then I have my little check-in, which was really nice to kind of reflect on. So this is what I got from um, Christina Loves Planning, and it was so funny because I had asked for the undated with this binder, and so they had sent me this one, and this is absolutely beautiful. I have to say, this is really nice, and it's so put together so nicely. It's just beautiful. I really like it, and it has these little tips. This also has it. It's the same thing as the undated that I have, but it's supposed to be for the ring, but this is the spiral. So this is really pretty. But see how she's got the weeklies. It's like also your personal planner for the month, and it has like a grocery list, the the meal prepping, and then you have your weekly, and all this. And so this is like really, really nice. So when I contacted her, I was like, did I do something wrong when I placed the order? Because I was like, uh-oh. Because sometimes that's happened where I've accidentally ordered something wrong. So she was like, no. She was like, don't worry about it. So she told me to keep it. She was so generous. She let me keep this. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is so nice. And then she sent me what I had actually ordered, which was the undated for the ring binder. So I'm actually going to gift this to my mom, because she too, wants to be more organized in her managing money. And I also ordered this from Christina Loves Planning too. This I really love because then I sit down and I do my categories for the week. So I'll do like groceries, gas, blah, 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 right? And then I set the amount that I want and then how many bills for that. This is what I take to the bank with me, actually. I do have one that when I was with Bank of America, where is it? Oh, I can't find it. It's here in my mess. But they gave me at the bank because they were really irritated every time I walked in and was cashing out. I don't know why. I would think that they would be happy having people come in. But so they didn't really like it. But where I'm banking now at School First, super nice. So they I just give them this, and so she knows like how many bills to give me and the amount for each bill. So this has been a really great tool. I really love this. And then she gave me, oh my goodness, they're so cute. I don't even want to use them. But I will use them. I am going to use these. But this is really cool. She gifted me these savings challenges. So these are really cool. And I was like, oh, I kind of want to laminate them, so maybe I could reuse them again. But they're really nice. So she gifted me this as well. And then I love this. So it's like budget tips. I don't know if you can see it. So it's like, you want to set your goals, create a budget, automate your savings, track your spending, build an emergency, use cash envelopes, and never stop learning and reward yourself. I really love that part. So that's what I've been doing. And so now let me get to the cash envelope part. So my mom, because I was listening to Happy Planning with Desiree, and she was saying like, you can use envelopes, you could use, you don't really have to spend a lot of money. You can go to the dollar store and you can do all this stuff because the girls, they have these beautiful binders that they have everything categorized, and each binder is a category. I made an envelope for for that for that to have in the future, because that does seem like a good idea to have everything categorized. But what I did do is I went on Amazon and I did buy this budget planning wallet, which I just love. And so I made my own little dashboard. So I hold my credit cards here, um, and then so I did this. Um, so I have for the groceries, I have for the pet food, I have for home supplies, which would be like cleaning supplies, toilet paper, Clorox wipes, that kind of jazz. And then for the pantry, um, like mayonnaise. I love mayo. Olive oil, um, pepper, salt, those kind of things. So that way it's not eating away at our groceries. So all those little things that you buy, once every couple of months. Um, that's for that. And then I have for my gas, I have for eating out, and this is spending. So what I'm going to use this for is kind of like the miscellaneous, where I could just add like an extra $20 in here. So if I come short from one of these, I could always dip in here to get it, because I noticed that a lot of them like miss money. She and actually every single one of them, they all have like a miscellaneous spending envelope, or they have like a spending envelope that they also put in for what's going to go to the bank. Like this is going to the bank tomorrow. So I'm actually going to deposit, not withdraw, into the account. So what I do is I look at how much I'm paying myself that week, and then I determine, okay, so I'm going to give myself $30 for gas. I'm going to give myself $150 for groceries. And then from there, I just start spreading it out like, oh, I need to put this in this envelope, this in this envelope. So I have this. Also, I bought this on Amazon. I have my little envelopes. So here's my little beauty. I have to put that little girl back, put some more cash in there. And I have for clothes, for home decor, family fun, wish list. Those are the planners. And then I have like extra ones that are empty here. Now, usually in this one, once I'm done with the envelopes in this one, they go back in here, because they usually end up being empty and they go back in here. But I'm going to be using these tomorrow. So that's why they're in here. That's in my wallet. Now, my mom gifted me this, which I love, because I was using like actual like paper mail envelopes for a lot of this stuff. And so she gave me this that she got on, I guess she got this on Temu. So I was like, because she got a pack of 3 of them. So I was like, oh yeah, this is kind of nice. Look at this. So I have pretty much like most of the sinking funds in here. So, oh, here, just to hold this down, because it always wants to flip open. So I did Marshall's, because Marshall's is, I'm always there. And then I have Costco. I have for car maintenance, building my emergency funds, the dog's emergency. This is for taxes, because I am self-employed. So for my business, so I'm doing that. And then I came up with paying myself a vacation and a PTO, because I've never done that before. I'll take a week off for, vacation and stuff, but I never have money. So I was like, that's, I don't pay myself. So then I was like, you know what? I'm going to start saving aside for those weeks that I want to take off during the year. And I'm going to take from what I pay myself weekly and put it in here. And then that way I'm not like sweating it like, oh my God, like how am I going to pay myself? And then I have for my doctor's visits, my prescriptions, for travel. I put the birthdays, my husband's birthday, our anniversary, for Christmas gifts. Okay, so right now we don't have really anything for the Christmas gifts, but we will next year, so that's a good thing. For Valentine's Day, for Mother's Day, and for holiday decor, which I don't really spend money on holiday decor, but just in case, Um, and then I wanted to do a month ahead. So I want to start saving for a month ahead. And I kind of want to eventually do where I have 6 months ahead of income saved. And then this is for my future planners. So this will be for my future planners, um, for the budgeting planners, and for everything. So this is what I did here with this. Also, when I purchased this really quick, it came with these really cool budget slips, and it did come with a few the plastic envelopes for the money envelopes. So this was really nice. So I put this in in all of these. So that's what I got on Amazon. I think it was like $10 or something for everything. So that was a pretty good deal. So I bought this and this through Amazon. And then what I did where I got the ideas of like for the savings challenges and stuff was from um, Happy to Plan with Desiree. So my mom gave me this $100 envelope challenge that she had. And she took some of the little envelopes, but it came with these little envelopes, and then you kind of, you put the little slots. So these are extras. I haven't finished filling all of them in. But what I did was I just took a lot of the envelopes that I had, the mailing envelopes, and I just took these and I numbered them. So these are the ones I've numbered. And I think I numbered it up to, I think I only numbered it up to 50, and yeah, I did. I just numbered it up to 50. But I'm going to continue with this. But this is just a good way to just to start, It's a good starter. It's a good way to just start it. Now, originally, before my mom gave me this case, I had these envelopes in one of these binders that I got at the dollar store. Now, this is like another savings challenge that I created, and do I have money in here? Yeah, I do. So every time I put money in here, I just slide I have a tracker for it as well. So then, I just numbered them, and then I just kind of just put them in here, and then I could just pull them out and put cash in here. So this is all from the dollar store, and these were just envelopes. So it just little slots that I have. But so this was just, instead of purchasing the binders, I got this. See, there was $1.25. Not bad. Just, and it's a good way to start, and it's a good way to just get you kind of motivated without spending a lot of money, because the whole idea is to start saving and to budget and to manage, right? And it's about managing your shopping. And yes, oh my goodness, I do get like that addicted a dopamine hit every time I go shopping, and that's the part that I need to work on and to change that habit so I don't fall back into my old ways. So this coming year is all about changing habits, changing mindset, and learning to do things differently in a healthy way. So then I got these cards too that, again, that I got the idea from Happy to Plan. Happy to Plan with Desiree. And then here too, I have, now this is a savings challenge that I created for the salon, because, I do need to save money for, I have the website that I have to pay yearly. There's back bar. There's certain things that I want to put aside for the salon, so that way I'm not just dumping money out, So I want to be more cautious and more mindful of the things that I need to do for the salon. You know, like my website's once a year, the link tree is once a year. So these things need to be deposited into my accounts as I go along, you know. So this is for next year, so I could deposit this in. Um, oh, now I can't get it back in. Okay, doesn't matter. But I I hope that like, this kind of gives you like some idea of what I'm doing. Um, but this is, you know, this is just a new way for me to keep things in order and to start seeing how I'm spending my money and where it's going. And hopefully, um, you know, I can grow from this and I can hit those financial goals and honestly, you know, I've done a lot of shopping, like probably a little way too much shopping. So, but I think that's all of us, right? Like we're all in that place. And so now I'm looking at what I need, what I don't need. That was another thing I did. So I'm going to give you 3 tips of what I did to help me. Number one, after I wrote down everything I spend and I looked at every single bill and subscription, I went and did my inventory. And I started canceling subscriptions that weren't needed. We don't even watch that much TV anyway. So why do I have like five different channels, you know? When they're honestly like half the stuff that's on there you could find somewhere else. So I canceled all that. I canceled a bunch of subscriptions, even my business subscriptions that I didn't need and I wasn't using, and it wasn't helping with marketing and it wasn't helping to bring in new clients. So it was like, well, why am I spending this money? So got rid of that. And then I did an inventory of all my beauty products. Yes, because I get really, oh my God, I have like an overflow of makeup and skincare and hair care. Now, hair care, because I'm a hairdresser, so I'm always going to have a lot of hair products. But I did do an inventory. So that way I know, like, I do not need to purchase this. I need to get rid of these things before I bring in any new products. Then I went in and I went into my makeup drawer and I totally cleaned it out. I did an inventory of it. I don't know how many lipsticks I have. I mean, I have I have so many lipsticks. I mean, they could cover every lip in America. It's crazy. I was like, I don't even wear that. I don't even wear makeup lipstick that often, you know? I put it on in the morning and then that's it. And if it comes off in the day, it's like, well, it came off. So I was like, why do I have so many? So not until they're all gone. I am not going to purchase another lipstick. Same deal with the other makeup. The only thing in my makeup that I need to replace is a mascara. That's it, just the mascara. So I did an inventory of that. I did an inventory of my skincare. So my skincare is pretty covered. There's only 2 things that I'm gonna need um, to purchase soon is um, my my moisturizer and my serum. Those are the only 2 things. But I still have serum, so that, you know, I'm thinking like probably by February, March, I'm going to have to replace those 2. So those are the only 3 things that I need to get to restock in my skincare: mascara, serum, and the face wash. Not the face wash, the cream. Now, hair care. Hair care. I have more than plenty right now. That is covered probably for the year. So I don't need anything. I don't need to purchase anything. I don't need to invest anywhere in the hair care. So that's covered. Now, for clothing, that's another thing. So with clothing, um, I have an abundance of jeans. I have way too many overalls because I love wearing overalls. And there's something about wearing a onesie. and so, and I have tons of tops and sweaters, t-shirts, gym clothes. I don't need anything. The only thing I will need to replace is socks. I don't even need to purchase undergarments because I have an abundance of that too. So the only thing I'll have to replace probably in about 6 months is socks. That's it. That's all I need to replace when it comes to clothing. I have coats, jackets, I have tons of hoodies. I don't need anything. So when I went through my closet and my shoes and everything I have in there, I was like, there's no need for anything. I do not need to purchase anything. So I literally just need mascara, serum, cream, socks. Those are the only four things in the next 6 months I need to purchase. That's it. And that the only that's all I have to when it comes to clothing. I don't need to buy purses. I don't need to buy tote bags. Nothing. I don't even need to buy perfumes. I'm good on that also. So, with that said, I suggest doing an inventory, checking what you have and what you don't need anymore, and seeing the inventory in your closet, because I think that's the most important thing is the closet inventory. Skincare, closet, hair care. Once you do those three, you're going to see you do not need to shop and that you're going to be okay. And that money you could put away in your savings or do your little savings challenges, and you're going to feel so much better at the end. I know I think we all suffer from the dopamine hits of shopping. I think we're going to have to find new ways to find healthy ways of feeling good again. And it's not going to be by spending money. I think it's going to be doing other things like maybe finding journaling. Maybe it's arts and crafts. Maybe it's, being more outdoorsy, taking more walks, going hiking, um, spending time with family. You know what? Cooking with family, cooking for your family. So that's another thing. Oh, to back up a bit, real quick, I am doing meal planning. So something that I got from Christina Loves Planning, uh, Happy to Plan, all the girls. So for their grocery list, they plan out what they're going to cook for that week and what's going to be the meals for that week, which is great. And then that is what you purchase. So it's really nice when I go into my refrigerator. Like if you go into my refrigerator right now, it's pretty much empty. So we're pretty much eating everything I buy, because what I buy, I make the meal and that's what we eat. And that has been saving us. And you know what? We're only eating out maybe once or twice a week because I'm only giving us $50 to eat out. And a lot of times there's like, we love Mongolian barbecue. So instead of buying two containers, we just buy one container and we share it. And we could eat out of that thing like two or three times. Um, so it's just being kind of more creative on like how you're spending your money and where you're putting everything at. So I would just suggest doing that too. Meal planning, what you're going to eat for the week, inventory, inventory in your closet, and yeah, and just write down everything. First and foremost, write down all your bills. Just write down all your monthly bills. Write down all your subscriptions, write out everything. And then put the list on there of everything you spend and how much goes out. And then from there, look at all your expenses, like what you spent money on. Where did you go? Was it Target? Was it Marshalls? Like me, it was Marshalls. And, like all those places. And from there, it's going to be an eye opener of where you're spending your money. And for those of you who have kids, make an envelope for your kids. So then that way, when they do want something, and let them know that this is their envelope. Have them be a part of it. Like teach them how to save and to look forward to saving something for something special. Um, I think that's a good way of teaching your kid to like manage their money. Maybe even helping them once they get to a certain amount, maybe getting them to like open up a little account and where they could learn to manage that money themselves too. So there's a lot of like different things you could do, but I am going to put all of the ladies that pretty much helped me along the way in these last couple months to get to this crazy system. I know it looks really chaotic, um, but it's organized chaos is what I call it. This is organized chaos now. But I hope this helps. If you have any comments or questions, please leave your thoughts down below. Um, and I hope this encourages you to at least start somewhere, right? At least a little something. A new goal for the new year, right? But I hope this helps. And you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.